Welcome to the On the Edge podcast with your host, Scott Groves. When I heard that you guys have an 84% open rate on marketing emails, I'm like, yes, I will give you guys money. So can you talk a little bit about the secret sauce of nailing that open rate with consumers? Sean, maybe you have some insight into that?
Well, one of the things I wanted to address real quick, as you brought up, is, we're not trying to replace CRMs or, the pumpkin spice recipes that are going to come out.
No, please replace the pumpkin spice recipe. I can't get any more pumpkin spice latte recipes in my inbox.
Or anybody's CRM. We're not a CRM or anything like that. But this is kind of one of those things where, I've been doing this 22 years, like we talked about, and, tried tons of different systems. And it's really easy to bust out your credit card and pay for something and then not use it.
Facebook.
So one of the things that we really looked at, we're like, listen, if anything that's done for you, if it just happens, that's kind of where we're going to get the most success. So even if you did nothing with it, uploaded your database and let those emails go out and let your customers engage, you're going to see some kind of ROI. And we won't get into those numbers until later, but even if you did nothing else, you're going to see at least some kind of really good ROI because they are engaging in the reports. They're going to be seeing information on a monthly basis that's changing. And right now, some things are going a little flat to down. It is what it is. But once we get out of this, high rate environment, there's going to be another refinance wave. We all know it. And that's when this is really going to kick in too, because you're going to have this huge audience that you're building. And if you're doing it right, like, some of your coaching clients are, and acquiring other real estate agents and building that audience and continue to grow it, over time, you're going to see when we do have those dips, the thing is going to fire off. You're going to have all kinds of engagement with all the calls to action that we have in each one of the blocks. And your ROI is going to spike. I can't really get into the tech side. I'm not really a techie, so I don't know all the behind the scenes secret sauce of what's making it happen, but it works. And if you do the math, a loan officer, let's just call it an average. What's an average commission nationwide?
It's about $5,000.
So $5,000. So we're talking a product that's $150 to $200 a month. Let's just say it takes you a year to get a transaction out of it. And you can attribute that transaction to one of those reports that your client engaged in. You're already at over 100% ROI in 1 year. And then just imagine what it's going to do for your agent partners too. You know what I mean? So
I think that's a good segue.
It works.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue into the big component of our product is how we work together to collaborate between both real estate agents and loan officers, and why we've been growing on the real estate for like realtors. We have over 5,000 realtors right now using our product, and so it's been very interesting when we made that pivot where we made our product free to realtors. And so a realtor can sign up and use our product. They get additional benefits when they're partnered with a loan officer. And so that incentivizes loan officers to create that relationship or spread the word of our product. And so realtors can choose who they want to partner with. They do get additional benefits. And then those benefits are because they're not a loan officer. They can't quote rates. They can't provide certain information to homeowners. And so just by inviting their preferred loan officer they work with, now there's an opportunity for them to work together and nurture clients together.
So here's a funny anecdotal story, and it goes to the point of like building that audience and whatnot. And I've got a buddy, Kevin, who used to be the COO of a CRM company that got absorbed. So he's taking a new position. And he used to say, look, man, we're going to screw up sometimes, right? We're going to send out the happy St. Patrick's Day email on Veterans Day because mistakes happen. Like, technology is great, but it's only as great as the humans running it, and humans make mistakes. And he had this great line that he said over and over again. He's like, my shitty marketing is better than your no marketing. And by no stretch of the imagination do I think MyHomeIQ is shitty marketing, but just getting an email that gets opened 84% of the time. I talked to a realtor recently. I was like, hey, we're doing this thing. We can partner together. You can upload your database. It's not like I get full access to your database and I'm going to steal all your clients and send them to another realtor, which is what every realtor thinks, that they have some super secret sauce. And they're like, well, I don't know if I want to upload all my clients. And, I've done something like this before. And then a client called me to complain because their value was off because, the the electronic evaluation system on the monthly email they get didn't really recognize that it was a duplex and it had a really special view of the whatever, I don't know, the Rose Bowl. And so, the client wasn't happy. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, and did it spur a conversation with a past client that you probably weren't going to check in with that month? Well, yeah, I mean, we had a conversation about their value and what their plan is and stuff. I'm like, great. So even when the system screwed up, you still had a quality conversation with a past client. And then, this realtor decided not to sign up and pair with us and upload their database, and that's fine, I guess. But sure enough, a week later, I get the worst form email spam from them, from their CRM of like, 10 tips to make your garden beautiful, right? And it's like, well, we're in a massive drought in California and Nevada and Arizona. No one's doing shit on gardening. They're replacing their garden with rocks. So now, instead of this quality email you could have sent out to your database with property information and how to treat your biggest asset like an asset, I found out about like how to plant orchards, which I'm never going to do because it's just destroying the ecosystem trying to grow orchards in my front yard and eat up all the water that's left in, Lake Mead and the Hoover Dam. And so it's funny because you get pushback when you're a lender or when you're trying to like pitch some new value proposition. And I get it. I have shiny object syndrome. I love new stuff, but this is just so powerful to stay in front of clients. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm almost sad for my realtors that don't want to move forward and participate because I'm like, dude, you're missing out.